Alright, this is Eternal Blade, and welcome to week 3 of the Model of the Week series. In this episode, we are going to be doing knives. So, these are going to be the basic ones we're creating. You can really create whatever you want. I just chose a random picture in Google, and we're just going to model these up real quick. And I also got a picture of the side of them, so you can see how the blade kind of goes through the knife, and each one's kind of different. Some have rivets, some don't. And we might also create the knife block if we have time, but we'll just start off with these and see where it leads us. So let's close this. We can go in the front viewport's fine. Alt-B, use file, files, and navigate to your files. So yeah, Max has been acting up on me recently. It likes to crash about every 2 seconds, and it's just not being very friendly. But we're going to see what we can do. I set the auto back feature to 1 minute, so hopefully it saves every minute or so. But we'll figure out how that's going to go. So let's just start off with a box here and figure out where we are. Alright. And that'll be fine for now. So convert it to an editable poly. And again, I've made my hotkey Control-Alt-Q. Might be kind of annoying that I say that every time, but there'll be people who don't know how I do it. So yeah, just so you know, and why this is not moving. Alright, so I'm just trying to basically set up the basic outlines of this, where I want it to be at least. Alright, that's probably good. So let's go here, and let's try to use more of these Graphite Modeling tools here. I don't use these enough. I probably should. So we're gonna, press connect. Press 1 to go into vertex subobject mode and just kind of line things up, and 2 to go back into lines. And let's just make a few connections here. So I wish that, oh, there's settings. What do you know? Okay, well, never mind. So just continue adding some detail in here. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get a basic form. Alright, let's zoom in here a bit and maybe alter this. Okay, let's select these lines here, connect, and maybe 3 should be good here. I just want to get a nice curve here for the little thumb grip, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's come down here and press 2. Next settings, and 5 should be good for now. Wow, there's someone really speeding outside. I can hear the car all the way over here. But besides the point. So let's see. I'm trying to actually figure out which of this is shadows. I didn't choose the best image, but you'll get the idea. I'm just trying to approximate anyway. Okay, so you can see we're going to need some more detail on the bottom there. You want to kind of keep it as even as possible. But I mean, sometimes you just can't. But you can try. So let's kind of give this some more cylindrical or spherical kind of shape, just so it flows, and that looks actually pretty good. So let's go into this view here, F4 to turn on edges, and J to get rid of the bounding box. Now we know we only need half of this, so, well, not really half, but it's going to come in 2 halves. So what we're going to do is we're going to select one side, deselect this, and simply, well, actually, no, the best way to do this is probably loop. Alright, no, never mind. Just select one side, chamfer, and give it a very small chamfer. Oops, we want to deselect all the internal edges here. We don't want to chamfer these. Alright, and there we go. So we can kind of give this a chamfer like so, and select all the other edges. Make sure you deselect the inside ones. Alright, and just double check. Okay, and chamfer. And give this a smaller chamfer. Alright, let's apply a mesh smooth here. Mesh smooth, where are you? Alright, there we go. That looks actually pretty good. You can see how one side kind of has a very rounded edge and the other is a crisp edge. That was what I was going for. And I think we're going to crisp it up even a bit more. Let's go back in here and press Q to enter just selection mode. And select all of these polys and deselect any of the ones that you definitely selected on the back. Look around, okay. And let's press inset. And we're just going to inset this just a little bit so we can get an even sharper edge when we press mesh smooth. Alright, that looks pretty perfect. Okay, so now let's go on to making the blade. It doesn't really matter which one we make first, the handles are generally the same. So we'll just kind of start with this one. So let's make a box here. And I'm just pressing Control S to save because, well, I can almost assure you it'll crash on me. I just have this funny feeling. But be that as it may, just kind of align these edges up. I want it here. There. Okay. Let's connect settings. You don't want to have too many edges here, or else you'll get not very smooth results. I mean, knife edges are typically very smooth and flowing, so you don't want to have too many sharp edges. Let's select this, deselect both sides here, and chamfer. Just kind of give that a round edge. Okay. And over here, you can simply press connect, and that's too many. I guess we learned something. The Graphite Modeling tools are actually linked to Max's modeling tools, which is good to know. Okay, and we want a tang on this side. Simply extrude this out. Okay, and extrude it again, very little. And actually, well, I'll deal with that in a second. Just bring these inside. Alright. Next, let's select all of these lines here and connect. Probably not the best of ideas, but we'll make it work. So just slide this until you get your blade edge correct. Alright. Then we have one wayward thing. You can just line it up. Now you want to avoid triangles if you can, but sometimes you just can't. So next, let's select all the vertices on the blade here. Just so you can see what I'm doing. Press R, and we're simply going to scale them down to a point. Okay, and then select all the other vertices and scale them down just to make a smaller surface. Alright, perfect. Next, let's just apply a quick mesh smooth to it. It won't look good this time, but it'll give us a start and tell us what we need to do. So you can see we need to have a much more defined edge up here. So let's go back here. Just select the outside thing and chamfer, and give it a very small chamfer. This will stop the edge from weakening. And we can chamfer this side as well. It's going to give us kind of an odd chamfer, but oh well. Alright, there we go. You can see we have a much sharper shape now on the blade. 3 subdivisions is a bit much. Alright, perfect. Next, let's select this edge here, loop, and that should go all the way around. Perfect. Press chamfer, and we're going to give it a very, very small chamfer here. What that's going to do is help us define the edge. Didn't quite work as planned. Let's just take a look at it. So let's go in here. Press R and simply scale it out. I'm just trying to basically define an edge so it'll look good. Okay, and just trying to see here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see it now with the lighting. So if you apply material to that, it'll look better. Alright, perfect. Next, let's just zoom around. You can turn off isoline display to just see where it's all going. And if you want to select your vertices, you can move individual ones around like so. Just alter them. And again, Control S is your friend. Just editing some of these by dragging them out. Alright, perfect. So that's good. Next, let's select this mesh here. And we're going to want to actually go down to the base mesh and go into this viewport here. Select one side, the side with the, oh, we didn't want to do that. Just undo that. There's Shift drag and clone to object. Okay, and now you can see we have 2 pieces here. So what we're going to do with this one is some magic. So select the outside edge and deselect the inside, which leaves us with just the chamfer portion. Shift drag it over, clone to element, and let's see, I want to rotate this, I want to mirror, that'll mirror the whole thing. So actually, we can undo that, press W, shift drag, clone to object. Okay, select this object there, mirror it on the, I guess it's got to be the X. Alright, you can effect pivot only, centered object, and drag it over. Alright, press Alt W and zoom in here. See, we're doing pretty good on time, this is good. So just bring it as close as you can, and then simply hit attach. Now select all the vertices by pressing Control A, press weld, and you should see that your vertices changed. What happened was you welded all the vertices on the inside. So press OK. And then if we do a mesh smooth on this piece, you'll see that it should be a nice straight edge all the way around, which is what we want. So next, basically scale this down to the thickness of the knife, move it in place. Okay. Perfect. Take the other half of the knife, shift drag it over, copy, mirror, and just see if that's what we want. No, we don't want that mirror. So, where the hell is it mirroring? Okay, so we want, okay, cancel that. We'll just delete this and do it again. So, shift drag, good, mirror on the X, Y. Yeah. Screw it. We'll just rotate it by mag. So press A, rotate 180 degrees, and this is still going to fail. Wow, how am I failing this miserably? Ah, there it is. Okay, so X-axis will do it. Go back in here. You can effect pivot only, center of object. Drag it to line up. Okay, next get your knife blade and drag it to line up. Just come in here. And there we go. Now let's just take a look at the size here. I'm going to select the inside of the knife blade and make them gray so we can see it. Alright, so you can see how we have that nice kind of evenness all the way in there, and the blade will be basically flush. Perfect. So there we have it. That's one of our knives done. Looks pretty good, and if you texture it, it'll be even better. You can add the hole if you want, but this is just a quick tutorial, so adding the hole will take some added effort, and, well, I don't really want to add the hole, to be honest with you. So, y'all can do that if you want. So let's go on to another knife. Basically what we can do is copy everything, just shift drag it over. Okay, and try to line it up as best you can. There'll be some differences, obviously, but most of the knives should be the same. In fact, I think all three of these knives are the same right here. It's just the perspective. There is my phone. So, go back into the editable poly here. And we're going to have to, I think, make a new knife blade. So, let's just delete this. Go to box, make a box, convert to editable poly, and away we go. I'm not going all the way to the point because I think that is going to be a bad idea. So, we'll see. Connect with, 4 should be good. Line it up. 3D work is a lot about, following references. I mean, if you're just trying to make it from your mind, it's not going to be entirely realistic. You need either drawings or, some type of method where you can, I don't know how to put it, visualize what you're doing ahead of time. So, don't ever just walk in blind, because I've tried it before and it fails miserably. You'll just be tired and want to not do it, which is the wrong attitude to take. So, it's just get some good references and watch other people do it, and eventually you'll get to the point where you can say, I can probably do that. And then that is when you'll be able to start doing all the things you want to be able to do. So here I'm just lining it up to the knife edge. And you can see here we have an interesting edge, and that it doesn't go all the way, so let's deal with that. Okay, and that should be good. So, yeah, let's add a mesh smooth. There we go, and turn off isoline. You can just see what needs to be done. So up here, it looks like we're having some trouble. So we're just going to straighten this out. Right, there we go, solves that. Alright, and it looks like, well, that'll be fine. We can maybe pull one of these vertices out. Okay, and over here though we need a new edge. So let's go back into our editable poly. Select this edge chamfer and give it a very small chamfer. Alright, there we go. We sharpened that edge up. Now let's make the actual knife blade. So, not the knife blade, but the the cutty part. So, probably not the best viewport to do it in. So, actually select this, all of these, and that'll be it for now. We're going to simply scale these in to make the knife blade. And what we're going to do here is add another connection. And we're going to slide it down to the bottom here. This will give us the kind of groove that we're looking for. So let's take this and simply scale these in. Okay, now if we go to mesh smooth, we should have a nice transition, maybe. Okay, so we need another line. So let's go to edge and select this loop chamfer and give it a very small chamfer here. Okay. Smooth, Control S. Let's see how we're going. So there we go. You can see we kind of have that nice line, but we need to do a little bit more. So let's add another line on this side. Alright, perfect. And that should give us even more definition. There we go. Maybe a little bit too much on the edges, so what we're going to do to even that up is simply take this top and bring it up, and take the bottom and bring it down, and this should even it all up all the way around so that we have a nice feed in, maybe a little more than that. You just want to try to see if you can get it even throughout the entire blade. Okay, let's try that, and that looks pretty good. So you can see the nice pattern you get right here, and it's on both sides. So next, let's select the remainder of this blade, the fat part. So you can see what is fat quite easily. And we're just going to scale all these things down. Okay, just try to get it to be kind of a knife shape and a knife thickness. So go back in here, make sure you affect the only centered object, that way it's actually scaling on itself. Okay, maybe a bit thicker. Bingo, we have it. So we're going to save again. And there we go, we now have 2 knives done with a nice gray color. Perfect. And basically, it's the same process repeated over and over again. Maybe we'll do one more, I guess. Actually, yeah, we'll do one more. So simply copy it over. And we'll see if we can do this one in 6 minutes. It's going to be a challenge. So, select this and bring it over. I'm trying to keep the mesh as even as possible. Might not entirely succeed, but I can certainly try. And you see here we have some kind of waves, so just try to work that in. Okay. That looks pretty good. Finish up lining the rest of this. Okay, and we'll bring this kind of down. So right here we're going to have to select this edge and chamfer just to give it a little bit of a curve, and then we're going to want to bring it out a little bit more, and perhaps do the same for the edge and the inside here. Chamfer it and bring it out. Okay, and you can see where the vertices are, so just save and pull them. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see what we've got in perspective here. So that looks pretty good as well. If you want more solid edges on your knives, like say on the top or something like that, let's look at that with our remaining few minutes. What you can do is basically go here and select this, ring, and if you did it right, it should ring all the way around. Connect, give it 2 connections. You want 0 pinch. Actually, no, you want a lot of pinch. But you want 0 of something. There we go. 0 that, and pinch it right to the outsides. And what that'll do is give you a hard edge. There you go. Okay. So you can see how that would increase the realism of your knife, giving you these nice hard edges here. But it really depends on the look you're going for. Some knives have it, some don't. So I'm going to say that about wraps it up. You can really make anything with these, any type of knives or whatnot. And if you want to add rivets or these little things, just make cylinders and kind of move them right up to the surface. So I hope you enjoyed week 3 of the Model of the Week series. And again, please like and subscribe to my videos, make comments, and tell me what you want to see. So let's get ready to make ourselves a picture of this. Always got to get the picture so that you can see what you're about to do. And there we go. Let's maybe bring this down a notch so you can. We'll leave it there. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.